Let me introduce myself and who I am. I am Christine Michelle. I am the CEO and founder of The Aligned Soul by Anna Hobb personal development brand. And The Aligned Soul by Anna Hobb, we create courses and programs and things that really help you come back to who you truly are. I am the author of The Aligned Receiver. And I am also the founder of the RIF Experience, which is a 12-month-long experience where you get to experience everything in the aligned soul world, which will help you become a better manifester, have higher emotional intelligence, create a business or a career that you absolutely desire, and utilize energetics and energy for your benefit in your world, for those in your world and those around you. And so I am called the vibration lifter and the energy shifter. That's what people call me. That's how I do. And, this is just how I live, right? And so what I know about, this is what I came to the earth doing, is shifting vibrations. And today we're going to talk about the quantum code, that the importance of your vibration, that your vibration is super important. And because, with things like The Secret and all of these things, a lot of these teachings have become very mainstream. And some people have gone so far as to, focus heavily on trying to be positive and ignoring everything that's going on in your body or in the world. And others have gone the way to saying that that's all, negative. You've got to feel all the things and just stay where you are. And then wherever you are with the negativity, you get to go into that dark and then, work through that. But then they also forget about the middle, right? The middle. And so the reason my teachings and the way I work with things, it's very practical, very woo and do is what I call it, the woo and the do. So that means that we get to go into the spiritual, we get to go into all of that, and we get to also take practical, tangible steps that make actual sense so that you kind of bring together this spirit, body, and mind. Let me know if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So the importance of vibration, the reason why this is the first quantum code is because your vibration is so important. I like to call it, and if you've read my book, I reference it PEV, personal energetic vibration, which is made up of your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, your feelings, your intentions, your decisions, and your actions. All of those things make up who you are, right? And we all have a default vibration, which is created by what we're thinking, what we've been believing, the things that we've experienced, ancestral stuff. Like there's a lot that goes into it. And it is our default way that we respond to things, respond to life. Okay? And your default vibration, you can even see where it is just by observing what is going on in your life, observing the way you respond to things or react, right? If you're reacting to things, you can really feel where your default vibration is. And because it's your default, anything below that or anything above that is usually very easily seen. Let me know if you're picking up what I'm putting down. And so I'll tell you a story. When clients first come to me, the most important thing, the first thing that I work with them with is their vibration. Because anything that I do, if they're coming to me for business, success, a relationship, it doesn't matter. Your vibration is important and where they are is important. So I'll tell you a story about two clients. I had one client come to me and the vibration was low. but, she wanted some, larger months, larger money coming into her business and all of those things. But her vibration, I could feel it. It was just really low. She was, easily annoyed, easily, triggered, just really feeling agitated, all of those things. So any work that we did in the tangible to shift and create a strategy, to do anything like that wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to land. It wasn't going to have clarity. It just wasn't going to be good if I focused on all of the tangible things and the doing when she was in that space. So we had to work on her and where she was to manage her vibration, to shift that vibration, the underneath vibration first, before we went into strategy, the things that you can do, fixing the Instagram, all of that stuff. You see what I mean? And that's why vibration is so important. So we did that. We tapped into what she was doing. I tapped into what was the underlying issues, where she was stressed, where those things were pushing her and pushing her buttons. And she did some simple things, a meditation. We talked about slowly moving that vibration, shifting where her focus was, shifting her response to things, managing what she was putting into her mind, managing what she was enjoying so that she could then start to look at what things she wanted to make and what changes she wanted to make. Let me know if that makes sense. So when it comes to shifting your vibration, it was small things. She would start her day looking at what was working versus what wasn't working. Small things like seeing the sun versus looking at the clouds. Small things, starting to really see where things were going right in her life. And I kid you not, a week later, she would wake up with a smile on her face. She would wake up and feel a lot more ease. And because she woke up feeling way more ease, then it opened up. She was able to start to receive more ideas. She was able to start to look at places where her message was really hitting and work on those, improve those, scale those things. And guess what? That month ended up being her biggest month ever. But do you see, we didn't focus on do this thing, create this situation, let's do this strategy, because none of that would work, because her thoughts, her beliefs, her feelings, her emotions, the agitation, where she wasn't going to be clean ground for that to land. Let me know if you get this. I'll tell you another story. I have another client and money was coming, but then it would stop, it would flow, but then it wouldn't. And so I said, tell me some more about what you're watching and what you're inputting into your soul. And so she told me she was on YouTube and she was watching all of these things that were telling her that because of her skin color, because of who she was, it was going to be harder, and that she was going to have to work harder. She was going to have to do all this harder. And she was just going to, it was just, life was going to be hard. And I was like, ooh. I was like, look, I'm not saying that isn't true, or I'm not saying that isn't a reality. What I'm saying is, do you need to watch it every day to tell you that that's the case? Or could you look for more stories of people like you succeeding? Could you look for more stories of where, it feels lighter, where it feels like more abundant, where you're celebrating wins, where you're celebrating in a more joyful way? Could you do that? And so she was like, I guess I can, right? In the beginning, there was a lot of pushback. So I said, look, just for a little bit, let's turn off those YouTubes. Let's unfollow those people for right now. And I said, your vibration is most important, and I want you to manage your vibration. I'm going to give you guys details on how to manage your vibration. That's going to be part of your soul work. That's going to be a part of the next steps. So I told her, you need to manage your vibration. And so she was like, okay. So managing her vibration, she had to start to look at what was she putting in her mind? What was she paying attention to? What was she spending time doing? What was she spending time reading? What was she championing? What kind of conversations was she having? Who was she talking to? And she really started to pay attention to what she was actually doing in her life and what was contributing to her waking up feeling ornery, scared, annoyed, frustrated, feeling like she couldn't win. So she did that. She did all the things that I'm going to tell you to do. And guess what? That month ended up being her best month ever. Not saying that it wasn't challenging, because her tendency, and we're going to talk about trajectory in a couple of quantum codes, but the way she was trending was in the direction that she didn't want to go, because that's where her thoughts and beliefs were. That's where her feelings were. Feeling like she was always climbing up, feeling like she couldn't be successful. So we had to turn that train, and just from turning it just even a little bit, things started happening for her. Things started flowing for her. Things started doing well. That's because she managed her vibration. And so let me tell you, and then she had her best month ever. So let me tell you what PEV is. Like your personal energetic vibration, thoughts, feelings, emotions, what I say, feelings, decisions, intentions, actions, all of that, that's in the body. It's in the body. You can feel when things don't feel right. You can feel when you're responding to something. You can feel when something isn't sitting well. You can feel it. And so often we're on autopilot, right? And things don't feel off because we're not paying attention to that. Right? So the key is to surgically shift. Surgically. I don't mean you're not going to, like surgeons, when they're going in and they are cutting layers and they're going deeper and then they're going deeper. They're not slashing all of that. They're not cutting everything just to get down to the deepest piece. They're slowly getting there because they want to cause less trauma to the other tissues and get to what they need to get to remove it. Does that make sense? So you don't want to just slash and crash and be like, boom, I'm in here. No, that's not managing your vibration. When I say surgically we're managing your vibration, isn't resisting where you are. Managing your vibration is starting to look at what actually is working for you. Look at places that you can start to experience joy while experiencing a duality of this world. What you're managing your vibration is not. Managing your vibration is not like putting wool over your eyes. It's not saying, oh my God, I'm making $1 million when you can't pay your rent. It's not, I have the most amazing love of my life when you really are not in that type of relationship. It's not that. That's not managing your vibration. And that's where if you hear anybody talking about, well, that doesn't matter, and there's toxic positivity and all of these negative things they're saying about that, it's because some people have taken that message and gone way too far left. So here I am, I'm bringing it back to the middle. That's not managing your vibration. Managing your vibration is, one, not resisting where you are. It's not about resisting where you are. It's about understanding where you are, seeing where you are, not pushing against where you are, accepting that as fact. Okay, that's where I am right now. Now, where do I desire to go? And so a big piece that my clients did, if I use those examples before, they started to see, okay, this isn't working, but what is? What is one thing that I can look at that is working for me? What is one thing that's a bright light, a rainbow that I do have? Everyone has that. Even if you're going through the deepest of the deepest grief or deepest of the deepest, toughest time, you have something, whether it's air in your lungs to breathe, whether it's someone that you love that's there, or it could be a puppy or something. It's something. And when you can start to look at those things and start to focus on those things, you will start to see shifts. It doesn't have to be big shifts. When you start to manage what you're placing in your mind. Look, I am not the one to tell people not to watch TV and stuff. You guys know I love reality TV. I love all of those things, but I also love it because I manage my vibrations so much. I have gotten to a place where I can watch those things and I can say, that's interesting. If there's something that's triggering me, I can respond to it. I can see it. I can recognize it. So I am not the one to say, don't watch TV or don't listen to this. Don't do that. Nope. You get to do and live your life. We're human. We're supposed to do that. And if something you're watching is totally opposite of what you want to create and it's telling you that you can't do that, then that's not contributing to your dreams. So if anything you're watching, anything you're doing is telling you consistently that you can't have what you want, or this isn't going to work for you, or it's feeding into you that's telling you that your life sucks and it's just bringing your vibration down, and every time you listen to it, your heart closes or you just feel depressed, turn it off. Just for now, turn it off. I know you thought it was good. Turn it off just for a little bit and watch how you start to shift. Turn something on that matches. Turn something on that is telling you that anything you desire is possible. Turn something on, or just turn it off and go outside and be in nature, because abundance lives in nature, and just being around trees, just being around in the sand, feet in the sand or in the dirt brings you back to the wholeness that you are. Will naturally rise your vibration, because guess what? I like to use this analogy. If you think of a pool and you have a ball that's filled with air, where does it always sit? It sits right above. It sits on the water. Resistance and the things that stop you from manifesting what you desire, you push those, it's pushing things down. Okay. And what do you have to do to apply it to keep it down? You have to put resistance. You have to push. That's where all of those things that make up your personal energetic vibration that don't align with where you know you want to be, because your desires are divine. They're from you. They're from God. They're telling you that this is what you get to have, and you get to have it regardless. But those beliefs, those intentions, those decisions, the things that are telling you that this isn't yours is what is bringing that down. And so what we are doing is naturally relieving the resistance and surgically shifting your vibration to align with the truth, which is the truth is this is automatically yours. It is inevitable. You wouldn't have the desire. You wouldn't want to manifest this. You wouldn't want this in your life if it wasn't yours. You feel me? So what you get to do, yes, you get to feel all your feelings. We do this. And the Aligned Soul world, the TAS world, you feel all of your feelings. Yes, you can be in grief and you can have moments of happiness. You can have moments of happiness and you can have moments of grief. All that can happen at the same time. You can have doubt, and then you get to believe in your beliefs, and you get to believe in your desires more than you believe in your doubts, because doubt is natural and normal. It can come up, but it's about, are you giving playtime to your doubts, or are you giving playtime to what you desire? You see what I mean? So you get to feel all the feelings, you get to do all of that, and you also get to surgically shift your vibration. You get to surgically move your vibration. You get to remove some of those things that you know when you leave, your heart feels heavy. If your heart is feeling heavy after you're watching it, if you're feeling like, then your soul is telling you, girl, it's not true, and you need to turn it off. Picking up what I put down? So there's certain things that you can do to surgically adjust your vibration and start taking steps towards where you want to be. And it doesn't have to be a hack job. It doesn't have to be dramatic. And some of these small shifts will cause you to start to wake up with a smile on your face. Start to be like, oh my goodness, you know what? Things are better than I once believed they were. I'm now starting to see how things are working in my favor and not. How even things that I thought I wanted that I didn't receive were actually what I didn't need. And while I didn't know that I didn't need it. You see what I'm saying? There's certain ways that you can manage your vibration. Think about those beliefs. Think about those decisions. Think about the things that you've got going on that don't support where you desire to go. And you can start to surgically shift those things. So what you're going to do, this is your soul work. I believe in dropping the knowledge and the wisdom, and then you get to take it and you get to remember the truth, and then you get to start implementing it. So what you're going to start doing is start looking at what is your default vibration. So I have a client, she was watching something and she was like, I said, well, I want you to start watching this because this is going to be more in alignment with what you desire. And she's like, that stuff is corny. And I said, it's corny to you right now because your default vibration is towards something that isn't necessarily what you want. Maybe more drama, more struggle, more whatever. And this feels corny because it's more ease, more flow, just no drama. So I said, what we're doing is we want to shift you from that being corny to that being, of course, that's the way it happened. And then you get to clutch your pearls and be like, oh my God, the old stuff you used to watch, you won't even be able to watch it anymore because it just won't feel in alignment with where you are. Okay. So you're going to just begin to look at your default vibration. What is happening in your life? What are you manifesting? Right? And you want to observe this from a neutral place. A neutral place. Don't be pissed. Just be curious. Be like, that's interesting. But my clients know, I always go, that's interesting. You're not judging it. You're just saying, this is interesting. Interesting. Okay? Then I want you to observe, like I said, observe it from neutrality, observe it from love, and then start shifting what you're feeding your mind, your body, and your soul. If you find that when you watch something, you end or you leave it and you're angry or your heart is heavy, maybe slow up on that kind of programming for a little bit. Isn't it interesting that TV shows are called programming? Because you're in the alpha mode and you're like, receiving. Okay. Maybe slow up on that. And then start to say, oh, God, universe, source, sugar daddy. I have so many names for it. God, what is going to be fun for me? What's something that is going to be in alignment that's going to show me that I get to have the life that I desire, right? What's something that's going to be fun for me to watch that when I leave it, I'll feel light, I'll feel airy, I'll feel free, right? That you can replace it with that. Right? Just really start shifting and seeing what you're feeding your soul. And what did I say? Your PEV lives in your body. So you can feel in your body when things feel heavy. You can feel in your body when you're like desiring things and you start tapping into what you desire, right? And you start tapping into what the vibration of the you who has it, how are they feeling? What are they thinking? What are they believing? What are they intending? And then when you start doing that, you'll start to see things start to either happen in your life that's going to try to bring you to where you were, right? Or they'll start to like remind you of like, oh no, this is your default. Stay here. And this is where you get to start to choose, you know what? No, I'm tapping into this. I know that I get to create the love of my life, or I get to experience the most amazing, success. I know that that's possible for me, and I'm going to start looking at things that align with that. And things can shift quickly. I promise you. It takes some diligence. A little diligence is required, and things can shift. You can ask some of my clients. The first client that when I was talking about the other client, it took 1 week. And once she didn't wake up with agitation anymore. She woke up excited. She woke up with a smile on her face. And it didn't take her hacking things out of her life. It just took her deciding that things got to be different for her and seeing where things were already working. She started to just breathe more deeply. And she started to see how life could be better. My other client, it took a couple of weeks for her, 2 to 3 weeks. I think it's after 2 or 3 weeks. And then she was like, oh my goodness, clients started to come, people in our DMs, and they were in the DMs and they were paying because she started to manage her vibration. She started to put that first. She started to say, this is most important to me. So I am challenging you from today on to really pay attention to your body, pay attention to what you're feeding your mind, pay attention to some of the thoughts or beliefs or interesting conversations that you're having. If you're having conversations about how people like you don't win, or if you're having conversations about all of this stuff, but yet you want all of this success in your life, that doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. So start paying attention to that, and you will see things shift in your life. I promise you.